Hello, welcome back. Today, two new tone poets. And what a coincidence, huh? This beauty, the Out of Blue, Sonny Red. Again, one of this magical, beautiful cover arts. Fantastic. And Jackie McLean, Tripping the Scales. I will put down the links for these records in the video description down below. But before we go into these two releases, please allow me to do a brief recap of the interview I did with Joe Harley, because that was quite something in several aspects. And maybe some of you don't want to watch a video about an hour, and I also want to give you my personal impressions, what I found so outstanding and interesting, what he told us, what he said. Of course, right at the beginning, that was of course huge. I mean, announcing or talking first time about a tone poet of the magnitude of John Coltrane, Blue Train. That was quite something, and it was very, very surprising that this title will be a tone poet, and it will get a very special treatment. And what he said, and that's quite important, I think, that this is the exception of the rule, that there is a title that has been a Music Matters Jazz title and now becomes a tone poet. And that was why I was so sure when I just asked the question that this will be a classic or something else, but not a tone poet. And then he explained, because they really want to do something very, very special with it, that this will be the exception of the rule and it will be a tone poet. That was quite some news. But there has been other important, very, very important, and at least to me, very new aspects. One thing was that from Duke Parsons, the Sweet Honeybee tapes are destroyed, and they can't do a remaster of it. And of course, no more Sweet Honeybees on Discogs. Same goes for Grant Green's Oleo, which I think first came out in 1980. No copies anymore. And imagine, it's not, those tapes are not destroyed because they did too many remasters. Quite the opposite. Bad storage, I don't know, something happened, it's gone. And that also, imagine that. The tapes from Lee Morgan's Sidewinder are in perfect shape. How many remasters have they done with them? But those are gone. So that shows us how important this kind of work is that they do. How they save this music with their remasters, because they always can repress them. Always, it's there. Yeah, and then the next really, really important thing for me was that he explained so very well that there will be a lot of more tone poets, that we are, in a way, we are in the beginning of this series, and that the whole idea is really, really, really huge. Really huge, and that they are so far ahead. The next batch, he has had the test pressings already in his chair. They're starting the 2024 releases. Unbelievable! How cool, how great, how interesting that was. That was quite something, and yeah, it's just a great series. So happy that they are out. And okay, excuse me for this excursion. Is that excursion? I hope it's the right word. Come on, now let's talk about the two newest installment of this incredible series. We have All of the Blue from Sonny Red, Again, beautiful cover art. Of course, we have the session photos, as this is once more one of these beautiful Stoughton gatefold jackets. The original was released in 1960. We have Sonny Red on alto sax, Wynton Kelly on piano, Sam Jones, Paul Chambers on bass, Roy Brooks and Jimmy Cobb on drums. If I'm not totally mistaken, I think there is a mono version on classic records. I don't have that, so I couldn't compare it, but this one is your typical, perfect, beautiful, outstanding tone poet quality, mastered by Kevin Gray. Brilliant, brilliant. You know, I ask you, how do you buy all of them? Do you buy them from title to title? I mean, it doesn't really matter, because most of you had so many of them, and it's just outstanding. And this one, I think, was really hard to get. And another very interesting aspect of the interview was that getting enough of them is one of the biggest problems, and the hardest factor are the jackets. So when it comes to the repress of them, it's always a shortage of the jackets. Beautiful. The other one, we have a beautiful Jackie McLean, Tipping the Scales. This one was originally released in 1984, so one of those which came out later. The original recording, I think, was in 1963, and we have Jackie McLean on alto sax with the 1963. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, please. I'm not 100% sure. We have Jackie McLean on alto sax, Sonny Clark on the piano, Butch Warren on bass, and Art Taylor on drums. And as we have once more a gatefold, here are the session photos. Supervised Joe Harley, mastered Kevin Gray, and you know what? You can hear it. Must have. As I said, I put down the affiliate links from Amazon in the comments, in the video description down below. Must have. I mean, tone poet. Imagine when they really put out around 200 of those editions. What a fantastic collection! What a fantastic collection this might be. Yeah, for some of you it might also be quite negative that there is this restriction that a tone poet can't be entitled that has been released from Music Matters Jazz. But hey, that's the way it is. And he said there is so many great music out there, so many titles he can get his hands off and will release. So I think we all survive that it is as it is. And I think the positive aspects are far more there than any negative parts. Okay, that's it for today with the two new tone poets and my interview recap. Hope you liked it. See you on the next one. Bye. Yeah, new glasses. Bye.